Welcome to Private Banking Advisory. It is a sunny day here in London, and I just wanted to make a short video about the possibility of stock market or general economic crashes. One hears a lot about the risk that we might have a 1987 type sudden collapse in equity prices. Now, of course, this would be potentially more dangerous because the markets nowadays are so much bigger. There is so much more capital that moves on a short-term basis, and therefore any sudden shift could suddenly turn into a veritable avalanche. How likely is this? I would say at the moment one should not get too panicky about the rise in interest rates. Of course, the whole world is over-leveraged, and higher interest rates will create a lot of pain. But we lived in an artificial world of near zero or 0% interest rates, and everybody has to agree that this is not viable in the long term. So a normalization, while painful, is, in my opinion, quite welcome. The bigger risks are the following. The situation in the Ukraine, in my opinion, could destabilize the markets in both directions. If there is a sudden agreement of a standstill, peace potentially, or a political settlement, the markets would shoot up like a rocket. On the other hand, if the situation gets worse, we could have sudden negative surprises and the markets would move in the other direction. So whichever way you look at it, there is a potential for a sudden reversal in the markets, and therefore it is not a good idea to be too exposed, either long or short. What could be of interest already at the moment would be to look at sudden bombed out values in the stock market. Some companies are trading at PE ratios and ratios to book value that are quite reminiscent of the very low valuations that I remember from the late 60s and throughout the 1970s, when companies traded at PE ratios of 5 or 6 and below book value. So these are the opportunities that you should focus on, and don't spend too much time about whether we have a stock market crash or not. Be diversified, don't be overexposed, and you should be all right in the long term.